Ouais, salut YouTube, c'est juste après, mais alors juste après le VR Showcase. Du coup, bah, let's go. Voilà. Let's go au PC Gaming Show.
This is the PC Gaming Show.
Voilà, c'est le PC Gaming Show.
Of the most vibrant gaming platform.
Ah ouais, la vibrance des jeux de plateforme. 2 heures.
Trailers and interviews. Taking the stage today are first gameplay footage for Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, Borderlands 3.
Ouais, Borderlands 3.
The reveal of Evil Genius 2.
Du Genius 2.
Last Oasis. 2 new games from Coffee Stain Studios. Griftlands. Planet Zoo.
Ah, Planet Zoo.
What's next for Terraria?
Quoi, mais tout le monde oublie Terraria.
From the Ashes. Mosaic. Warframe. Baldur's Gate 3. Shenmue 3.
Ouais, mais Shenmue 3.
Unexplored 2. El Hijo. Age of Wonders. Planetfall. And more. And now your PC Gaming Show hosts, Day 9 and Frankie Ward.
Good morning, good morning.
Salut.
Yes.
Salut.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Bienvenue
the PC
pour
Gaming Show.
le PC Gaming Show.
Yeah. Yes. We're so happy you're here today. We have a great show for you lined up. We got 30
Wow, on a un
games that we're going to be
super
showing
jeu,
off.
on a 30
Some
jeux.
of
Quelques
them will be updates to existing
vont
franchises
être
and titles.
des
Others
updates
will be
de jeux qui existent déjà.
exclusive world
Il y en a qui vont être
first.
exclusifs.
Y'all ready?
Vous êtes prêts?
Well, I first want to thank our
Ouais, bien,
sponsors for
premier,
helping make this
on
event
doit d'abord
possible. Without
Epic
their
Games.
support, this event would not happen each year. So thank you so much. Thanks to you for coming out.
Voilà,
It's 10
merci,
a.m. Los Angeles.
merci à
Happy Monday,
Fortnite.
everyone. Best day of the week.
Merci Fortnite, c'est grâce à vous qu'on a la conférence de merde.
You
Merci.
tuning in live from all over the internet,
Pardon.
YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're tuning in from, welcome. We're happy to have you. My name
Ah
is
ouais,
Day
ouais.
9. I'm one of your hosts.
Salut,
for today.
Dinof.
Joining me is the fantastic Frankie Ward.
Hello!
Salut.
Thank you very much.
Ah,
Thank you,
merci
Sean.
beaucoup,
Hello,
merci.
everyone.
Ouais, salut à tout le monde.
Now, for you guys
Maintenant,
at home, for the
pour
first
vous,
time, whatever
qui regardez.
platform you're watching on, we are going to be pulling your clever comments. Just remember that I said clever comments from Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook throughout the show, making you famous on the internet, on the screen. We're going to be sharing them live. And one of
Ouais,
the
ils vont partager ce qu'on dit en live.
the Borderlands 3 team, because Sean, you've got a mission to put their questions to the developers later.
That's right. Midway through this show, I'm going to be asking those questions to the creative director of Borderlands 3. Use hashtag PC Gaming Show, and we'll read them live.
Ouais,
Until
on va
then,
tout voir en stream.
let's start the PC Gaming Show with our very first title from
Oui, c'est
UK
voulu,
developer Rebellion. Several years ago, they announced that they were working on the follow-up to Evil Genius, a real-time evil layer simulator.
And now, Rebellion is ready to reveal its nefarious vision for the project. So, PC Gaming Show, who's ready to stroke a cat menacingly?
Pas moi.
Here is the world exclusive reveal for Evil Genius 2 World Domination.
Ouais, Evil Genius 2, World Domination. World exclusive. Ah, on dirait Overlay Max. Pardon. Des messieurs propres partout, incroyable. Monsieur propre à bodybuilder évidemment. Ok. Bon bah, Heavy Genius 2, voilà, c'est tout. Merci.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is the successor to one of the most beloved RPGs ever. And with me to talk about it, I have Brian Mitsoda and Cara.
Un des plus grands RPG
Now, Brian,
jamais fait.
what
Qu'ils
does it
disent.
mean for you to finally get to work on the sequel?
It means that a lot of people have very high
Beaucoup de
expectations and we
gens.
have to meet those.
Well, let's take a look at whether you are going to meet them because we are going to take a look at the world's first gameplay footage.
Ah bah du gameplay, bah merci madame. Du gameplay avec le... Regardez. Ah c'est l'Overhead Max, hein. On le reconnaît bien. Hein. On le reconnaît bien avec le petit truc rouge. Hein. Je me moque, faut pas.
Guess I have to be the one to tell you. You're dead.
Ah je suis mort. Merci.
You're obviously new to this whole existence, but truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year. We have one rule. You don't break the masquerade.
The city. We're all fighting over scraps here.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your death.
Ouais. Vampire du coup, ouais. The Masquerade, donc c'est le 2. Bloodlines 2, ouais bah voilà. Il y a eu un 1, fallait un 2.
Guys, what does it mean to be a vampire in this world?
So in the Empire, what it is, it's kind of a darker version of our world, and the vampires kind of need to keep their presence secret from humanity. So the vampires are kind of staying hidden in the shadows while also
trop bien.
human beings and kind of manipulating us in order to get blood.
We're talking about feeding on human beings. I'm getting flashbacks to last year's show. Cara, it's not just a case, though, of sucking blood and filling up your health meter, is it?
Plusieurs années qu'ils bossent dessus, non? Ouais.
That's right. So we have the resonance system, which means that essentially vampires can kind of see the emotional resonance of human beings.
J'aime bien leur bannière avec tous les messages du chat qui sont en train d'être écrits. Il va tellement avoir des insultes et tout.
As human beings do to feel more kind of alive, and that can give you like extra boosts in the game.
And there were some really interesting characters in that trailer.
Voilà,
What kind of
je
relationships
disais.
are you going to be forming with them as the player?
Well, very fragile, very volatile relationships, very mature relationships. So it's going to be a fun time.
And one thing that
Ah,
was
ça va être
important
fun,
to me when I was learning about this game is you don't just get bitten and turn into Nosferatu, Dracula, or Brad Pitt. And to be honest, I think you should maybe put Brad Pitt into the game because then I'm definitely playing it. You actually
Oui, en gros, si vous mettez Brad Pitt dans le jeu, j'irai le jouer. Je suis trop fan de Brad Pitt. Les messages Twitch pas du tout sélectionnés, évidemment.
Very young vampire. A lot of other vampires are made at the same time in this thing called the Mass Embrace. And that means that essentially they're having a less lucky time than you in the world.
Ah, les autres vampires ont plus de chance que nous, bah oui. Ah, la puberté des vampires. Twilight 5, les vampires qui brillent dans le jour, tout ça, on connaît.
To survive, and so you might have a less good time, let's say, than the player is having. So you can find them throughout the world as well.
And Brian, the first game came out in 2004. You've been waiting 15 years for this.
15 ans pour ça.
Yeah, tons of pressure. But,
Beaucoup de pression.
Yeah, we're going to make it worth it.
Well, you know what? I think there are people around the world watching this, and of course the audience here, and they all can't wait to play this game. Can you wait, guys? There you go. So I think you've convinced everyone here now. When are we going to
Alors j'avoue, il y a eu un gars qui a fait wouh, et les autres ont suivi. Hein.
Q1 next year.
Fantastic. And when can we learn more?
Bloodlines2.com.
Thank you so much, Brian and Cara. Good luck. Give it up, guys. Now,
C'est quand tu dois demander au public d'applaudir qu'il y a un problème.
In space. Starmancer is a space station sim from Ominux Games and Chucklefish. After a catastrophe on Earth, humanity has launched a desperate attempt to find refuge among the stars.
D'accord.
Your task is to manage a colony capable of sustaining life, crafting
Pour balancer une,
components
une colonie, ouais, donc c'est Xenoblade Chronicles X, le retour.
in space, there can be big consequences for even
Bien sûr qu'il y a des conséquences.
Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Starmancer.
Starmancer. Ah, Chucklefish. Ce sont des bons jeux. Eh, y'a un glitch. Ça fait longtemps que tu dors. Oh, on aura peut-être pas que de la merde. Ouais, bon, il y a full customisation dans le vaisseau. On peut agrandir le vaisseau, évidemment. Ah, ça me rappelle FTL. C'est beau, c'est beau. Ah, on peut voir la bêta en plus, c'est intéressant.
Our next guests both started
Prochain
as modders,
guest.
and now
Ils ont commencé en tant
they
que modeurs.
each independently run their
Et
own
maintenant,
studio.
ils ont leur
Let's
studio
welcome to the
indépendant.
stage,
Bienvenue.
From Tripwire, John Gibson, and from Torn Banner, Steve
Bienvenue
Piggott.
à John Gibson et Steve Hey Sean.
Now I understand.
Maintenant je
You
comprends.
start as modders, working independently, and
Vous
running
avez
your
commencé
studio.
en tant
Tell me about the
que
collaboration that you
designer
started together.
indépendant.
Yes,
Expliquez
Steve.
votre coopération.
We've
Oui
known
alors,
the Torn Banner guys for a long time.
on se connaît depuis
even
longtemps.
Giving them some advice when they were
Il m'a
modders,
donné des
going
petits tips,
commercial,
etc.
helping them not make the mistakes that we made. And,
Pour pas faire les conneries qu'on a fait.
and we've always
Et on
wanted
est
to work
potes.
together.
Et un
And
jour,
now
vous
we've
bossez
sort of
ensemble.
formed this
Et on a
independent
formé
former mod
cette
team,
chose de
professional super group
truc de
to
super groupe.
get an awesome game out to fans.
Pour avoir fait un super jeu pour les fans.
It's a dream partnership as well.
Ouais, d'abord,
We've
oui,
been
c'est
really
un
close to
dream,
Tripwire,
un rêve.
and we really respect their games.
Et on respecte vraiment
We
leur
see them as
jeu.
one of the few studios that's bringing
Ça
true
pourrait
innovation to the
être,
FPS genre, and that's what we're all about as well.
Pas un
Let's
FPS?
take a look at this upcoming
Ah.
collaboration between Torn Banner and Tripwire.
C'est quoi leur jeu? World Exclusive. Torn Banner Studio.
You go first. It's your chicken. Follow me, Commander!
Je lui ai coupé la tête. Deus Vult! Deus Vult! Chivalry 2. Hein, quoi? J'ai loupé un épisode, depuis quand il y a un 2? Ils ont fait un 2 de Chivalry, sérieux? C'est trop bien! Ça va être rigolo!
Talk to me about Chivalry 2, Steve.
Well, Chivalry 2 is about bringing players into their favorite medieval movie battle scenes. And our flagship game mode, Team Objective, does that by having players complete medieval objectives like sieging castles, raiding villages, and
Yeah, you're not just going and standing in an area and then a bar fills up. You're, like you said, burning houses, killing peasants, you know.
yeah.
Playing as peasants, getting killed.
It's really about letting the player experience every iconic moment of the era. And on top of that, this time around, we've
Bon bah,
increased the
petit
player
chivalerie
count scale to
de...
about
En vrai, on va
2.5
bien rigoler parce que le jeu de base était débile.
4 players. And
Personnellement,
on top of that increased
j'ai
scale,
hâte.
we've added horses, which really allows us to add a lot of drama to the game and bring experiences like the Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones.
Don't worry, we'll ignore the last season. Just Battle of the Bastards is going to be in the game.
Yes.
All right, so I want to ask about the swordplay element to Chivalry 2. I mean, I know it's a really critical element.
Yeah, and this time
Ah, on peut
around, we've
voter.
completely
Ah bah
revamped,
non,
and
il y a
we
du
really
free
view
loot.
what we're doing here as bringing a true sequel in every sense.
Yeah.
We've attempted to completely revamp the combat, movement, and animation systems so that every swing, every action of the combat feels readable and fair, and also has the satisfaction of and the weight that you would expect when two medieval knights in full armor are clashing.
Yeah, and it's very, very fluid and much more accessible than the previous game. And it's, you know, the pace is so much quicker. It was what I really enjoyed.
Tu vas y aller à plus, Red.
Ask about the fluidity because
Ouais,
a lot of
ouais,
melee
la
combat,
fluidité,
you hit a button and there's
on
like full animation swing and these
D'habitude,
sort of
ouais,
resets,
ouais,
these
complètement
discrete chunky
l'animation.
times. I understand that.
Ça.
In Chivalry 2, the swordplay operates differently than that.
Et
Yeah,
là,
we
je
kind of
vais
think of it like
complètement
when you're
différent.
swimming, where you're kind of constantly using both arms at the same time. And
Yeah.
a core part of our focus this time around has been making it so that players can fight multiple opponents at the same time.
Like 1-on-3, 1-on-4 situations.
Exactly, because that's fundamentally part of the becoming the ultimate warrior fantasy
Right.
and achieving glory on the battlefield.
Well, I mean, I do have to ask, I'm talking about swordplay and mastery, but the original Chivalries, I mean, it's kind of like silly fun. Like, how do you balance the mastery with the fun element?
Yeah, our goal has always been to make it so that players can take the game as seriously as they want to and also as silly as they want to. We know that probably about half our audience plays the game drunk, and we love that.
D'accord, mais on a compris que votre jeu, il est rigolo, tout ça, mais on peut en arriver...
The game has a huge influence from Monty Python as well. I mean, in the over-the-top voiceovers and the role-playing opportunities. I mean, the game is genuinely hilarious. As an example, you can beat a man with a chicken while quoting Shakespeare.
On peut tuer vraiment les gens avec des poulets?
Yeah, physically clubbing him to death with a
Well,
chicken.
that's excellent. Well, I mean, I have to ask.
Ah mais trop bien, on peut tuer des gens avec des poulets dans le jeu.
On Chivalry 2.
So Chivalry 2 is coming out early 2020, and it's coming first to the Epic Games Store.
Ah,
Look
l'Epic
forward to checking
Games
it out in early
Store.
2020. Gentlemen, John Gibson and Steve Piggott with Chivalry 2. Thank you so much. We are just getting started here at the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
Ouais, qui s'y arrive après?
You're watching the PC Gaming Show. Coming up, build a world for wildlife in Planet
Planète
Zoo.
Zoo.
From the creators of Darksiders, Remnant from the Ashes.
Ah, Remnant, des créateurs de
Baldur's Gate
Darksider.
3.
Ok, c'est le bordel, dans la bannière, ça parle de Battle Royale. Hein? Ah oui. Oui, j'avais dit que ça allait être le bordel dans la bannière. On a même parlé de Smash, je sais pas si vous avez vu. Encore un clicker? Ah non, j'ai eu peur, hein. Un jeu avec un gros dépressif. Yes, un jeu Unity du fils de pute de Adrien qui est bon. Ah bah oui. Mosaïque. D'accord. Oups, j'ai glissé. Ah, t'inquiète pas. Oh, on peut télécharger les blip blop. On va jouer à blip blop.
That was a brand new trailer for Mosaic, a dark
Bougez
and
pas, hein.
atmospheric adventure game coming later this year from developer Killbyte and publisher Raw
Bleep.
Fury. So how are you guys enjoying it so far?
Blop.
There's been some swords, some space stations, vampire puberty. We're listening to your reactions to the PC Gaming Show throughout the entire
Installé.
broadcast, no matter what platform you're watching and ranting on, so keep them coming. Our next game is a ghost-themed multiplayer hide-and-seek game.
C'est bon, je télécharge blip blop.
Charge up your proton packs and get ready for Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Je vais télécharger blip blop. Ah, le nouveau jeu de Coffee Stan, ouais. Ils en parlaient.
There's only you and me. When the night falls, you can count on me.
Ghostbuster.
Darling, if you only
Mais en multijoueur. C'est vraiment ça, c'est ouf.
it'll make you feel brand new. So just tell me, where are you? I got a big surprise for you.
Il vient de mourir à un coup de chaise. Incroyable. Mais ça a l'air génial si c'est en multi. Mais ça a l'air génial. Tu peux être une putain de bougie qui défonce des gueules. Et Midnight et Ghost Hunt. Mais ça a l'air cool. Casser des gueules en tant que fantôme à ses potes. C'est rigolo. Ah, j'avoue, j'approuve. Voilà, on va jouer à Blip Bloop.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Midnight Ghost Hunt is the dynamic one-man
C'est parti.
team. Creative director, programmer, designer, it's Sam Malone!
Thank you for having me.
Sam, please tell us what is going on in that. What is Midnight Ghost Hunt all about?
C'est parti.
So, Midnight Ghost Hunt is a multiplayer ghost hunting hide-and-seek game. You can play either as ghosts or ghost hunters, like a 4v4 format.
I see.
The ghosts can hide inside average everyday objects around the haunted house. The goal is to
Ouais,
find
voilà ce que je
harmless
disais.
furniture, but on the inside, they're not so harmless ghosts as you saw.
Yeah, and if I'm understanding
J'atteins le niveau 2.
correctly, it's not about hiding as a lamp to try to assault and take out a hunter. It's actually, you would do that so that way you can keep running away and continue to hide.
Exactly. So the main objective
Ah,
of the
trop bien,
ghosts
un
is to
jeu.
try to
Yo,
stay hidden
Tom.
as long as
Un
they can
jeu à la
the
con
time runs
rigolo.
out until the clock strikes midnight. Midnight being kind of the hour of
Go lancer Bliblop pour rendre la conf intéressante. Bah, j'ai des affaires, je suis en train d'y jouer là.
In general, you know, they want to try to hide, but if there's a hunter kind of off by himself, he can quickly just hit him in the back of the head and knock him out real quick, and he has less hunters to deal with at that point.
See. Well, what's the identity of the hunters? I mean, we've been seeing furniture flying all over the place. What are the hunters doing?
So the hunters, it kind of can be divided into two different segments. The first part
Je
of
suis
the
à
game is kind
650
of almost like
blobs.
a detective game because they're sort of trying to figure out where the ghosts are hiding because it's not really you know, obvious at first glance. So they've got gadgets like a footprint tracker, they've got like a radar like you saw, to try to narrow down where in the haunted house these ghosts are hiding.
Ouais, donc il y a un radar et tout. Jeu multijoueur avec des radars et tout.
There's ragdolls flying everywhere and they have that cannon to really try to smash the ghosts into pieces. So those are kind of the two aspects of the ghosts.
I see. Well, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for Midnight Ghost Hunt. I understand it's based on a Gary's mod called Prop Hunt.
Right. So that's definitely a big inspiration, but the big
Oui,
twist
c'est
for us is that
l'inspiration,
the
c'est
props
Prop Hunt,
fight
ouais.
back. You saw the furniture, they hurl themselves
Yeah.
at you, they knock you out, they send you flying. So it kind of almost becomes like this action hide and seek sort of mashup. You have a reason to be a little bit afraid of the things that you're hunting. So that changes up the dynamic a good amount, I think.
And I want to ask about when the clock strikes midnight. We saw the very spooky red color pop up. We didn't see what happens then. What's going on then?
Ouais, qu'est-ce qui
Midnight,
se passe?
if even one ghost survives 4 minutes into the match, then you hear this ominous grandfather clock chime across the map. All the lights will actually flicker out. It'll get really dark and scary, and all of the ghosts that were destroyed actually return as vengeful spirits. They're a lot more powerful than before, and they glow a very brilliant red. So at this point, the tables have turned. The hunters are now the hunted, and they just need to try to work together to stay alive long enough for their evac to come.
Excusez-moi, je joue à Bliblop. Hein.
Usually the ghosts win when it gets to midnight.
Are you talking about like 90% of the time?
Like
the
90, yeah,
like
usually
that?
because the ghosts are so overpowered at midnight.
Right.
The hunters are doing whatever they can to try to prevent midnight from even occurring. By
Ouais, bon,
destroying
c'est
all
Prop
their
Up,
ghosts.
c'est ouais, Prop Up, machin, là, je sais plus le
When
nom
can people get the chance to
du truc
try
sur
out Midnight Ghost Hunt?
So we'll be
Gary's
rolling out
Mod,
that
mais
later in
c'est
the
ça.
summer. You can sign up at midnightghosthunt.com. I'd also like to give a shout out to our Discord, discord.gg/midnightghosthunt. Later in the summer, we'll be giving out keys on our Discord as well as on our main website.
Well, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Malone from Vaulted Sky Games. For our next title, we got Frankie up in the balcony, and if I understand correctly, Frankie, this is a sequel.
Mais non, mais qu'est-ce que c'est bon là? Pas là encore de Caproni et tout.
To a small indie game. Unexplored 2 is a procedural adventure, a roguelike that challenges you to fight, to be clever, and to solve its mysteries. Explore a beautiful world, engage with its creatures, and befriend its people. Search for magic lakes and ancient statues until you die. And die again. This is Unexplored 2.
Mourir encore. C'est Unexplored 2. Désolé, je joue à Biblop. Hein. Tiens, un petit tryhard game du coup. Bon, je continuerai Biblop tout à l'heure. Hein. Je suis occupé à trop casse le truc. Ouais, ça fait 4 ans que je suis plus sur TV plus sub. Voilà. C'est ça, c'est un tryhard game, ouais. J'aime bien le style graphique. C'est basique. Voilà, Unexplored 2, le jeu qui nous avait dit juste avant le stream.
One of the biggest bang for your buck that you can get when building a new rig is investing in a new monitor. And here to talk about a groundbreaking new display is Samsung's Dean Dalcero. Welcome, Dean. What you got
Salut
for us?
Dean, ouais. Qu'est-ce qu'on a pour toi? Ouais, des écrans.
Let's take a look.
27 pouces, 240 Hz. Ouais, curve, ça sert à rien les écrans incurvés, hein, mais bon, c'est pas grave. Ouais.
Dean, we've seen the video, and I gotta start asking.
Et personne n'applaudit, comme j'ai dit.
So it's a 240 hertz curved gaming panel. We believe it's a world first. So you have lag-free and tear-free performance. And we think that the curve, it's 1500 art radius.
J'aime bien le.
Be a very immersive experience you wouldn't get from a kid.
On espère que c'est le premier 240 Hz, hein. On espère. On n'est pas sûr, hein. J'espère qu'Acer elle nous a pas dépassé là. On l'espère. Et j'ai vu des écrans 240 Hz.
Yeah, and I understand it also has G-Sync. I saw that flash up on the screen as well.
First G-Sync compatible monitor, so we're super excited about that.
Well, since this is the PC gaming show and we're showing off a huge variety of games here, what are the types of games that you would expect that 240 hertz refresh rate and the G-Sync to work well with?
Sure, so we think everybody's going to appreciate the speed and the performance, but ultimately, esports first-person shooters are really going to benefit.
Right. Well, of course, I have to ask, not just when is it available, but what type of cost are we talking?
Sure, so it'll be available in mid-July for under $400 for a 27-inch panel. So it expands our gaming lineup to 8 models. Yeah.
Because when you said 400, I mean, that's the 27-inch is the $400 number. Wow.
Yeah, so
4000 balles.
Expanded to 8 models, ranging from 24 all the way up to 49.
4000 balles l'écran.
Check out samsung.com/gaming240 or see us in the back of the room for more info.
Yeah, that's right. For any of you in the audience, it's there. You can go there for it.
It's just not 4K.
Okay.
Not for that price point.
Well, I want to let you know that we have all sorts of great presentations and games coming up. Let's look at what's coming up in the PC Gaming Show.
Alors, qu'est-ce qui vient
Stay tuned
après?
for more announcements, trailers, and never-before-seen footage, including Gearbox answers burning questions about Borderlands 3, the next game from Clay Entertainment. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole in Valfaris, and more. And now the PC Gaming Show presents What's Next from Funcom.
Salut.
Hello everyone, thanks for the
Salut tout le monde, merci d'être pour l'applaudissement. Vraiment excitant d'être ici au PC Gaming Show pour la première fois toute la vie. Et naturellement, niveau 42 sur Blip. Déjà. On dit le niveau 100.
Something strange is going on all across.
Mutant année 0.
I don't fear nothing until now.
A lot's happened since you've been traveling, Con. We could use your skills.
Ça s'appelle vraiment Blip Blop, je trouve pas. Ouais, tu mets mosaïque Blip Blop.
To you happens to me.
Oh là, on a une conquête, ouais. Mosaïque, je m'en branle, moi je veux jouer à Blip Blop. Moons of Madness.
Who would have thought? My son, off to fly among the stars.
D'accord.
Please welcome to the stage, founder and director of Mighty Kingdom, Philip Mays.
Philippe Merde.
So yeah, at Funcom we've been doing our own games for over 20
Ouais, vous faites vos jeux depuis 10 ans, 10 années maintenant. On a le plaisir de travailler avec un autre développeur qui publie les games. Et je voulais vraiment introduire Phil Mays. Il a bossé sur Mighty Kingdom. Et maintenant, il va sur quelque chose d'un petit peu différent.
So on April 1st this year, we put out a little trailer for something called Conan Chop Chop. And considering the date, it was perhaps no surprise that people decided that was April Fool's joke.
Et les gens pensaient que c'était premier poisson d'avril. Ah, donc on a une petite surprise pour vous, de quoi? J'adore les poissons d'avril quand c'est pas avril. Ah, meilleur jeu que Conan jamais fait jusqu'à présent. Incroyable. Leur poisson d'avril devient vrai. Conan Chop Chop. Le 3 septembre 2019.
So there you have it, Conan Chop Chop. It's a roguelike action-adventure game. It's very real, and it's coming to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch on September the 3rd this year.
VR des cerveaux d'araignée,
We also
bah
have
oui.
a playable version here at E3 at our demo room, so if you want to give stick figure Conan a try, then please don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Last Oasis is a nomadic survival game set in a post-apocalyptic future.
Ah ouais,
where the Earth
post-apocalypse.
stops rotating. The last humans need to outrun the blazing sun in massive open-world environments.
Un jeu, un open
But cheer
world
up,
massif.
sunshine. This is one of the most original-looking multiplayers we've seen.
Ah, c'est un
With
jeu
interesting ideas
multiplayer
underneath,
intéressant.
A player-driven economy and some truly incredible death machines.
Ah,
Coming to
des
early access
machines
on
à
Steam on
tuer.
July 15th. Let's take a trip to the Last Oasis.
15 juillet, du coup, qui sera en bêta.
With the legs to lift us over the burning sands. We must move forward or die beneath the sun.
Oh, c'est Monster Hunter! Ah, excusez-moi. Ah! J'arrive pas à lire comme ça. Là, Oasis. Ah ouais. À voir ce que ça va donner, hein. On verra les avis des gens. Starcraft 7. Ah non, presque. Planetfall. Des zombies cyborgs. Ah ouais, des dinosaures avec des lasers et des mechas. Le 6 août. Planetfall. Un jeu de Tom Berry.
The name of the game is Age of Wonders Planetfall, a 4X strategy game, and joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director Leonard Sass and principal gameplay developer Tom Bird. Welcome, guys.
Bah ouais, mais bon, bah je joue à Blip Blop en attendant. Ah, de rien, Tom, je pense que je cours à toi.
Leonard, just give us the gist of what Age of Wonders Planetfall is all about.
Sure. Age of Wonders is a turn-based strategy game where you play as one of the survivors of a shared galactic empire.
Excusez-moi, Blip Blop, c'est plus
At the start of
intéressant.
the game, you choose or create your own faction.
Yeah.
And they include the Vanguard Expeditionary Forces, who are in cryosleep when everything went to hell. There's scavenging cyborgs, or the Amazon bioengineers who ride dinosaurs into battle.
Ouais, voilà, c'est ce que je vous disais,
You know, I
Starcraft.
want to ask, because there's a pretty broad range of 4X strategy games. To give a sense of what the gameplay is, I just want to start from the beginning of a game. What happens when you first land on the planet?
Well, each race has their own spaceship. The spaceship comes down onto the planet. The planet is where the entire game takes place. And that spaceship will then transform into your character.
Incroyable, je m'amuse bien. Non, je rigole.
You'll sort of attempt to take over the world. Around you, you've got a number of sectors, and each of these sectors has a little story. Well, not most of them. So maybe you'll find a genetics lab, which is still full of horrible mutant creatures, an entertainment complex overrun by horrible robot monsters, a temple with holes in the sky and horrible demons who come and get you.
And I did see in the trailer dinosaurs with lasers, correct?
Dinosaurs with lasers.
Perfect.
Cats with lasers. No, sorry, no cats with lasers.
I'm so sorry to disappoint all of you. No cats with lasers. You have to settle with dinosaurs. You know, I saw the expansive tech tree show up in the game briefly, and I know that growing resources.
Mais c'est trop bien, Bliblob. Bah ouais, même moi en kiffant en stream, je m'amuse sur Bliblob plus que je m'amuse à écouter ce qu'ils disent.
They include new units, new modules for your units, like jetpacks for your troopers, orbital laser cannons you can launch from space, social doctrines, it's not all about war. And then the second part of your tech tree comes from your secret technology, and that's all about the future of your faction. So you can create like a combination between man and
le plaisir de se péter les doigts, mais ouais.
Others include doomsday technologies that allows you to infect the entire population with alien brain-eating parasites, or win the game by splitting space-time.
I love how many details you're giving me of the horrors that await on the planet.
The future is not a pretty place.
Well, I want to ask about some of the combat that we saw, because in a lot of strategy games, the combat.
Je suis à Blip X80, level 56. Ah ouais, courage, demain il y a le Nintendo Direct. Non, moi j'attends après Ubisoft et tout ça, mec. Il y a pas... Voilà, moi j'attends les jeux intéressants. Ouais, bah ce que je disais, StarCraft. Hein. Je passe plus mon temps à jouer à Bliblob qu'à commenter, c'est beau. En vrai, c'est pas Tom, c'est pas Nintendo que j'attends le plus. C'est Square.
Maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but at the end of the game, you know, you've got a massive siege with like 20 units on your side, 20 units on their side. You've got orbital cannons blasting holes in the world, and that can maybe take 30 minutes.
Et Ubisoft.
Well, talk to us about when we can play the game.
Okay, the game is due this August 6th. It's going to be available on PC, multiple platforms, consoles, and it's available for pre-order now.
Well, lovely.
All right.
Hey, what's that URL?
It's aow-planetfall.com.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's less than 2 months away. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me up on the stage.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye, guys.
Au revoir.
Thank you for sharing the horrors of the future. And for our next game, Frankie, I have to ask you, what year is it?
Why? The year is 1946, Sean, my dear boy. Europe lies in ruins torn apart by the satanic Plan Z. A brave band of heroes cast the Fuhrer into hell, but little do they know, the nightmare is far from over. Achtung! This is the world-exclusive reveal of the next shooter from the makers of Sniper Elite 4.
Oh, les mecs qui ont fait Sniper Elite 4. Je peux pas arrêter d'appuyer, moi. On continue Bliblob en regardant l'exclusif. Bah oui, du coup, oui. C'est quoi? C'est Sniper Elite 5? Non, je rigole. Hein. Ah, j'ai rien dit. C'est peut-être le cas. Ah non, non, il y a des zombies. Mais des zombies nazis. En plus, ils tapent plus un boost de blob. Ouais. Oh, le petit lance-flamme. Ah bah évidemment, le monsieur moustache, il est devenu un zombie. Zombie Army. Dead War 4. Incroyable, une armée de zombies.
Later on the PC gaming show. A love letter to classic JRPGs.
Oh!
What's next for Warframe? A surreal
La suite de Warframe en
adventure
plus.
Set before, during, and after the Big Bang.
Un truc après le Big Bang.
3.
Baldur's Gate 3. J'étais pas au courant pour ça par contre, moi, madame. Baldur's Gate.
For nearly 100 years, the root have ravaged the earth. An unending assault without reason. We are victims to a hatred that we do not understand. This evil will consume our world.
Je reviens, faut aller fermer mon store, il pleut. Excusez-moi, je peux pas commenter.
Unless you rise to meet it. A trial.
Voilà, redésolé, j'adore les tempêtes.
Fury and blood. You seek the source of death itself. Prepare
Il est donc que cela, madame.
They are here.
Ils sont ici, mais de qui? Remnant from the Ashes. Ah oui, oui, je l'avais vu, ouais. Il en parlait tout à l'heure.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Remnant from the Ashes. In that trailer, we got the chance
Bonjour, le
to see
développeur,
so much new gameplay footage and new environments. Let's welcome the CEO of Gunfire Games, David Adams.
David Adams, merci à lui.
So David, I want to ask right away, for those who are unfamiliar with Remnant from the Ashes, what kind of game is it?
So Remnant's a co-op action shooter set on an apocalyptic Earth and across a bunch of cool fantasy worlds.
And I mean, in that trailer, we got the chance to see a huge variety of different
Vite
environments.
fois 200, popopo, mais comment t'as fait?
So as a player, you're on sort of a Odyssey-like quest to save the world, and we really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales that you go to just to experience a bunch of different stuff. And you start on Earth, but it rapidly changes very quickly as you get into the game.
And one thing that we've talked about before is that replayability is a huge focus of the game, that you could play through it 10 times and still be seeing new bosses, new monsters, new locations. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest features of the game is the dynamic generation system. So we generate the maps.
Il y a un système de génération dynamique.
Bosses, everything.
You've built those all by hand, right?
Yeah, it's all hand scripted, but the system takes all the pieces and stitches
C'est scripté par les mains,
incroyable.
incroyable.
Work and say, hey, I talked to a giant.
Oh, la réaction des
and fought
femmes.
a dragon boss, and I'd be like, I met a guy in a helicopter, an old guy in a helicopter, and killed a tree ant, and we'd have completely different experiences playing the same game.
And you just have to keep going through and eventually explore what all the possibilities are.
Yeah, you can play the game over and over again to see the stuff. You can jump into your friend's world to experience the content in their world, and that's a big part of the game.
Excusez-moi, je suis en blob.
Well, I want to ask about loot, which is, I understand, a big part of the game. How does it function alongside this ever-shifting gameplay experience?
Yeah, the loot in the game is all legendary items, and it's tied into the dynamic generation. So if
Encore un
you
peu,
fight a boss, or meet an NPC, or get a cool unique side quest, it generally coincides with a cool unique item. It might be a boss weapon, or a magical item, or armor. So if you play the game and you get all completely different events, you'll have different equipment than I have.
And in the trailer, I also saw that there were 3 people walking through these, and you mentioned the co-op experience. How does co-op function in the world?
So the game's full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point, and the game's definitely slower paced, more difficult. I mean, you will die a lot in this game, so
awesome.
There's a huge advantage to bringing your friends to come in there and help you take down bosses or fight off different events or just generally progress through the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a big fan of Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I'm really looking forward to Remnant from the Ashes. What's the release date, and where can people go for more information?
So Remnant's coming out August 20th on
awesome.
PC and Xbox and PS4, and if you pre-order the game now, you can actually get in early and start playing the game August 16th.
Ah, bah, une la bêta.
David Adams from Gunfire Games.
D'accord, merci.
Thanks for talking to us about Remnant. And as we mentioned earlier, keep those questions coming. I will be asking on stage, the creative director of Borderlands 3, everything you want to know. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, just use hashtag PC Gaming Show.
PC Gaming Show.
Let's talk about our next title. This one was announced 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show here. It's a game from Clay Entertainment called Griftlands. It's changed quite a bit in the last 2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike where you don't just fight, but you also negotiate your way.
C'est un roguelike. J'aime bien les roguelikes.
It's going to be available on the Epic Game Store in one short month on July 11th in alpha. Let's take a look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
Ah oui, le truc qu'on a vu, ouais. C'est un jeu de cartes. Et c'est parti, toujours plus de blocs.
Planet Zoo is the latest game from the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster. Please welcome
Ah, les mecs de Planet Coaster.
and Lisa Bowens from Frontier Developments. Now, Piers, what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
Ah oui, c'est pour Planet Zoo. Donc c'est un jeu de management de zoo. Et on doit faire des zoos. Et monsieur transpire, on peut voir les auréoles sous ses bras. Regardez bien, on peut voir vraiment des auréoles. C'est incroyable. Tel un petit ange, il a une auréole au-dessus de la tête. Ah, Planet Zoo, trop hâte.
Largest family pass and take a look inside.
C'est parti pour Planet Zoo. Ah, trop bien, il y a Simba. D'accord, bah c'est Planet Coaster mais avec des animaux et oh trop bien du caca d'hippopotame, trop drôle. Ils ont de l'humour quand même. C'est Zoo Tycoon quoi, ah, c'est ça, ouais. C'était Planet Zoo. Planet Zoo. Désolé, excuse-moi, je suis occupé sur les blobs.
I mean, hippos pooing, adorable baby elements. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to play it. But before we saw the trailer, Piers mentioned this is a modern zoo, but what exactly does that mean?
So nowadays when you go to the zoo, you're not just going to see all the lovely, pretty animals. You go there, you want to be, you know, learning about conservation, you want to learn about the research that they're doing, you want to be educated. And these are all things that you're going to be able to do in Planet Zoo. And these ideas of the modern zoo is really...
Je suis 62, hein, level 62, hein, ça avance. Hein. Attendez, je vais vous montrer sur la cam. Voilà. Ah, je sais pas si on voit.
So we're obviously demoing
El
the
focus.
game all this week at E3, but most people aren't going to be able to see that. So we've recorded our presentation. Lisa's done a
Allez, fais le
fantastic
focus.
voiceover for it, and we'll be releasing that onto Frontier's YouTube channel.
Voilà, ça c'est mes
That
blobs.
goes live this
Regardez,
Friday at 11 a.m.
j'ai plein de blobs.
Fantastic. I cannot wait to watch. Thank you so much for joining us, Piers and Lisa, everyone.
Ah, je suis content d'avoir des blobs.
A very special guest all the way
Ah, un
from
guest.
Japan.
Ah, déjà du Japon. Qui c'est?
Please welcome to the stage, gaming industry legend and Shenmue creator, Yu Suzuki.
Ah, Yu Suzuki.
That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the stage is a legend of Japanese game development. It's Mr. Yu Suzuki.
Hello, everyone.
Salut tout le
In
monde.
addition to being the brains behind the following games, Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Virtual Racing, and Virtual Fighter, Yusan.
Voilà, mec qui a fait Virtua Fighter et Shenmue. Ah bah oui, il participerait Shenmue 3. Ah, mais on s'en branle le Shenmue 3.
この場に立てて光栄です。
Tellement honoré d'être ici.
それと20年支えてくれたファンの皆さんありがとう。I just
Tous les
want
fans,
to say
merci.
thank you to all the fans supporting me for the long 20 years. Thank you very much.
Merci à tous mes fans.
The wait is nearly over.
That's right.
Ah.
Let's take a world exclusive look at Shenmue 3.
Ah, Shenmue 3 sur PS2, c'est parti. J'espère que les graphismes sont un peu moins dégueux parce que on va se mentir.
Honestly, I don't think your kung fu is strong
Non.
enough.
Grandmaster,
Ah. Pourquoi il paraît tout le temps vénère?
A long time ago, martial arts were bad, but humans are interesting creatures. They practiced in secret, away from prying eyes, stronger. One even practiced atop this very boat. Non-Tren survived the ban and was passed on in this way.
What did you say to me?
Stop it. They threaten and extort money from shop owners, get drunk by noon, and cause trouble. Everyone in town is afraid of them.
They are heartless.
Sans rancœur, hein.
Hey, wait right there. Okay.
This is him, the Japanese guy who got in our way.
You've got some guts to barge in here on your own.
Bon bah, Shenmue 3, sorti prochainement sur PS2.
I know so many people have been waiting for Shenmue 3. I would like to once again thank you so much. Thank you, Yusan, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Now our next title is near and dear to my childhood heart. It's based upon a game I grew up playing called Heroes
un
of
jeu
Might and Magic 2.
qu'il aimait.
Let's take a look at an upcoming collaboration between Coffee Stain Studios and Lava Potion.
Qu'est-ce que ça va être? La potion, ouais.
The essence within you, it is who we are. In dead or in living, it's near and it's far. In human and beasts of the land, it flows through the forests, it breathes the sand.
Lightning and thunder and crackling waves, a land torn asunder by night and by day. The Empress eternal with death and decay, to march upon cities with frost and with bay. They gather the wheelers and build mighty walls, resisting, revolting, their harvest will fall.
So wield the power of those you command, and draw out their essence you hold in your hand. Unleashed on them all to release
battle ours. We'll raise and rebuild to take back what was ours.
Song of Conquest, jeu de stratégie. Enfin, c'est du classique stratégie, quoi.
The name of the game is Songs of Conquest, and here to join me in talking about it is the lead designer from Lava Potion, Carl Toftfeld. Hey,
yeah.
Carl.
Hi, hey, thanks.
I mean, let's just start off. For anyone who maybe hasn't played the Heroes of Might and Magic series, what is Song of Conquest all about?
It's all about, well, you kind of start out with in the town that you just saw in the end of the trailer, and from there you recruit your wielders, it's what we call our commanders, and you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. And they go exploring the world, they pick up resources to flag mines, and with those resources, you upgrade your town so you can get more stuff, and that's kind of what you do. Adventure and strategy combined.
Yeah, and you know, I know that part of the core loop is obviously get the resources to build up the township, but for what reason? Armies.
Excusez-moi, j'ai encore sur Blob, ça.
About those juicy battles.
Yeah, so the battle, just like the whole game, is turn-based. So you go into combat, you bring all your troops in, and you start by deploying them, and then all the troops have different stats, like offense and defense and health and so on.
Incroyable! Le téléphone ici libre.
It's a bit like chess, but instead of like pawns and bishops, you have like horned ones and face spirits.
Great, and griffins and so on.
Yeah, and all those things.
And well, you know, as someone who just loves the Heroes of Might and Magic series, I know that you have translated a lot of the gameplay elements into Songs of Conquest, but what are some of the modern elements that you're bringing in?
Well, there's a lot of it, but I mean, one of them is our magic system. We call it the essence. So basically, in the Songs of Conquest universe, everything has an essence within there. It's sort of like the soul. So your troops, they have an essence. And to do magic, you need to bring the troops with the right essence, with your wielders' skills.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to like make your troops go faster, you need to bring a troop that has that essence, like cavalry.
And maybe to ask a basic question, what if my opponent kills that cavalry?
Then you can't do the magic. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're fighting someone, you kind of have to like weigh the pros and cons of what to kill off. Like, do you want to destroy their magic or their powerful troops?
Where can people go to get more information? And as always, when's it coming out?
Late 2020.
Oh, it's quite a ways off.
It's quite a ways off, but you can go to songsofconquest.com and sign up for alpha, and then you can play earlier.
Well, as you know, I'm really looking forward to playing it, Carl.
Ah ouais, trop hâte de jouer, hein. De rien.
Now, our next title is an update to a popular co-op game.
Level 80, incroyable.
For Vermintide 2.
Vermintide 2. Excusez-moi, hein, je suis occupé sur Obliblop. Hein. Ah ouais, le jeu il me dit quelque chose lui. Ah non, pas les rats, non, j'ai rien dit. Ouais, j'attends que ça marche tout seul là maintenant. Ouais, Warhammer, voilà.
You just saw the reveal of the new PvP mode coming to Vermintide 2, which turns
Ouais, bon, je vais supprimer ce jeu parce que sinon on va pas le faire.
more brutally competitive. It looks deliciously vile, and surely dismembering Scraven is so much more satisfying when you know you're going ham on a fellow player, making him or her cry little baby rat tears behind their computer screen. You can sign up now for the Vermintide 2 Versus beta at vermintide2.com/versus. In Per Aspera, you're an artificial consciousness orbiting Mars, whose
Ouais, Ro, je compte sur toi pour être level 1000. Hein.
starting from a single drone in your landing site and turning the planet into a flourishing second home for humanity. Courtesy of developer Talon Industries and publisher Raw Fury, here's a first ever look at Per Aspera.
As we all know, reaching the Red Planet was not humanity's greatest achievement. Transferring the complexity of the human mind to machines was. So they can succeed where we failed. so they can build us a home on that distant, dusty rock. Today, Amy reaches Mars and begins their mission. Amy, are you with us?
Of course, I'm with you, Houston.
Un jeu pour coloniser Mars, ça peut être intéressant. Ouais, ça peut être cool. Créer Mars-Terre. Spera.
In the Assassin's Creed universe, our next guest sent players back in time to rewrite history. But for his debut project with indie studio Panache Digital Games, he's going to take us back 10 million years to where humanity began. Here to tell us all about ancestors is creative director and co-founder Patrice Desilets. Welcome, Patrice.
Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here. I've been waiting 10 years.
Oh, on a déjà le bruit d'Ubisoft dans les oreilles.
Well, it's fantastic to have you back. I just want to ask, what inspired you to tell
Alors, excusez-moi, je reviens, je vais me chercher juste à bouffer.
When I started Panache, I needed a game, an open world game in which you can do a lot of things. You need a character in a 3D environment at first. And I said, oh, I'm the historical guy, I'm the historical dude, so I need an historical period. So I said, oh, let's go back at the very beginning. It'll be easier to do, because I won't have to build a city, I won't have to build technology, and I was a bit naive, because we built Africa 10 million years ago. And that's not easy to build.
It doesn't sound easy. I mean, how have you turned those themes into gameplay?
Well, you play our last common ancestor, right, of all the big apes, and then you have to explore your environment, and eventually you expand your territory, you expand your clan, because you're not playing that one badass character. You play a group of badass characters. And eventually you evolve into different species, up until Lucy the Australopithecus roughly 2 million years ago.
I imagine our ancestors had a lot more issues to deal with than we do today. There's going to be a lot more dangers in this world, so tell me a bit more about those.
Well, it's all about from a prey to a predator. Basically, at the beginning of the game, everybody's there to kill you and devour you. And basically, at the end, it's pretty much you, where you're the predator, and everybody's afraid of you. And that's the idea of Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey.
So, Patrice, ultimately, what is the key to evolving your clan successfully?
Curiosity. You need to explore, because, you know, I made a game about characters and you needed to follow the story I wrote for you. This time, you're basically writing the story, right? There's no story per se inside. It's not about going and see mission givers. It's not about looking at the mini-maps and the little dots. It's about you, hey, Homo sapiens. Can you survive like our ancestors did? And that's the question I'm asking the players. It'll be for you to answer that question August 27th.
Ouais, désolé YouTube, j'avais la dalle.
I'm going to ask you when we can see it, and you answer my question first. Thank you so much,
getting
Patrice.
good at this.
As Patrice says, Ancestors will be released August 27th, and you can learn more at ancestorsgame.com.
Thank you.
Voilà. Yo, tu vas bien du coup pour Assassin's Creed Switch? J'ai pas vu, j'étais parti me faire à bouffer parce que bah il s'est passé rien, désolé mais c'est vrai. Mais sinon t'as vu t'es au mousse. Petit Doritos pour la soirée avec mes sandwichs là. Ah ouais, Good Game, il a l'air pas mal, j'avais oublié. Génial, hein, conférence PC Gaming. Ah, encore une chose. Oh ouais, un jeu d'échecs. Waouh.
Please welcome to the stage, Loring Lee, founder and CEO of Dragon Nest.
Indeed, auto chess has turned out to be a sensation, with hundreds of thousands, millions of players getting a taste of it. And here to talk about its coming to PC is Loring Lee. Take it away, Loring.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Loring Lee. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Yeah. I'm the CEO and founder of Dragon's Game. Dragon's Game is a game developer and publisher, comes from China. I'm so happy to be here.
Ouais, alors j'ai fait Auto Chess, et Auto Chess c'est un jeu d'échecs automatique. Voilà.
To all you. This is really exciting moment for
C'est vraiment trop bien.
As the trailer says, this is a real engaging game of auto chess. Dragon's now is working with the creator
J'ai du mal à comprendre, désolé.
of auto chess, Jodo Studio. We are working together to bring auto chess to a world, both on PC and mobile, so that everyone from anywhere with any device can enjoy the same fun of auto chess.
Ah, tout le monde peut jouer à Auto Chess maintenant n'importe quand ils veulent, où ils veulent. Dans les chiottes, en train de manger, en faisant l'amour, comme vous voulez.
Unreal Engine is one of the best game engines of the world. With the help of Epic Games and by the power of Unreal, I believe we can finish our job quickly and efficiently. And today, I'm very glad to announce the PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to the Epic Games Store. I look forward to all of you playing Auto Chess on PC.
En gros, Auto Chess ça va finir sur l'Epic Games Store. Voilà.
Thank you, Loring Lee.
Merci de rien, gratos.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing the news with us. Once again, Auto Chess, if you have not played it, you must check it out. It is so fun. Our next title with Frankie up above, I understand is an inspired indie game.
We'll find out, Sean, because one of the things we love about PC gaming is the way that game creators from all over the world can draw inspiration from one another's work. Cris Tales is a great example of that, a gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by a team in Colombia. Cris Tales' spin on the genre brings a unique perspective.
Le jeu qui paraît JRPG, et en tant que fan de JRPG, je regarde.
Based on your decisions in real time. Here's the world exclusive reveal of Cris Tales.
Cris Tales. Moi je veux de la qualité par contre madame, hein. S'il n'y a pas de qualité pour les JRPG, je suis pas là, hein. Je retourne sur Bliblop, hein. Alors.
If you saw what was, what is, and what would be. If you knew how it ends, would you change it? Could you make the hard decisions? And would you be strong enough to fight?
Ah ouais, passé, présent, futur.
If you learn from the past and act in the present, you can rewrite the future.
Cris Tales. Alors, le concept de passé, présent, futur m'intéresse beaucoup en termes de... On peut jouer la démo sur Steam.
In PC gaming,
Pourquoi elle a un énorme gun?
It's how you use it. And I'm holding one of the, well, quite frankly, it's a bit average, isn't it? It's just your average, you know, Glock, really. No. It's one of the ridiculous alien weapons from our next game, Valfaris, a brutal, heavy metal-infused 2D action platformer inspired by true old-school classics like Contra and Turrican. Assuming the role of fearless warrior Therium, players must blast and slash their way through the doomed citadel of Valfaris, overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before challenging the arcane evil at its very heart. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole. From publisher Big Sugar, this is Valfaris.
Bah, je trouve pas Christelle. Oh bah, dis donc, madame. Ah bah, allez là, les gros guns. Avec 90 et bip fois 1000. Ah ouais.
Just incredible action in the Valfaris trailer. I'm very excited for our next guest. In case you have not been in downtown LA, E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing, it's beautiful. And joining me is the amazing and beautiful Paul Sage, creative director of Borderlands 3.
Beautiful's the new one, thanks.
Yeah, there you go, Paul. Welcome. I mean, there's been so much hype.
Directeur de Borderlands 3, donc les gens qui ont des questions sur Borderlands 30, droit s'il vous plaît.
We've talked about our Vault Hunters. Well, this time we get to talk about Mose. And she is our gunner Vault Hunter, so she has a big mech, so it's one of the things. All about loot, we're talking about, the different loot, such as shields, grenades, those things.
Ouais, loot, shield, grenade, tout ça, principe de...
Right off with Mose, tell us everything you can about her.
Okay, yes, I'll tell you everything I can. So Mose, again, like I said, she's a mech pilot. She has this big mech, it's called Iron Bear. She gets into Iron Bear.
Yeah.
We have multiple action skills, which means that she can equip either a minigun or a railgun or a flamethrower. If you want to barbecue your enemies, something like that.
Oh,
so,
nice. Mix and match.
Yeah, Mose is a terrifically fun character for us right now.
Now, we've been excited to be collating a whole bunch of community questions. We're going to break them into two categories. First, there's a whole bunch of repeat questions that I want to make sure we get to right now. One of the big categories is about loot, because you've mentioned having a billion guns earlier, but what can you tell us about some of the other gear, the other progression systems in the game?
Yeah, so let's talk about grenades, like one of my favorite things that we don't get to talk about a lot. So in the past, we've had grenades that they've had like one thing. They can bounce, they can stick to different things, This time, we're combining like all of those things. So for instance, the other day I was playing and I threw a grenade and that grenade had a bounce, it would stick, an explosion would come out, and the grenade would fire guns as it was going through, right? So
Je joue ma monster pour tenir toute la soirée, excusez-moi. Pire conférence, hein. Oh, pire conférence, ça bug.
Shield
ça a bugué.
That shield will extend out in front of you, so just tons of different things that we have with our characters. Class mods are unique, and that they give you skills.
Oh, la pire conférence.
You currently have.
I also remember earlier you mentioned.
Mais c'est rigolo, moi ça me fait rire.
So artifacts are, we've kind of concentrated on like, hey, does the game feel fluid? Can I, slide into things? Can I jump? Can I mantle? Right. So when we were playing with that, we slid into a barrel, right? And the barrel exploded, and we're like, well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So why don't we do something like that? So our artifacts actually add certain things to movement. So for instance, you can slide faster. You can slide, and every time you slide, there's an explosion. We have something we call.
Mais non, ils sont en train de mourir. À l'aide.
Second category of questions unrelated to loot. Now, there's going to be
Votre stream il est cassé, PC Gaming.
Happening after the campaign? What are some of the beyond the single player, maybe end game content that you can talk about?
All right, in-game content. Okay, well, it's E3, so I'll give a little bit. So we have this thing what we call the Guardian system. So for those people who played Borderlands before, you might remember Badass Ranks. Badass Ranks, you can get, is basically kind of an infinite progression system that added to your stats.
Yeah.
We doubled down on that. We have what we call Guardian Rank. And Guardian Rank not only has that infinite progression, but it has skills and different skins that you can open up as you go through. And the cool thing about that is, like, every character that you play on that account gets the benefits of Guardian Rank.
Oh, interesting. All right, last category we're going to go through, and then we're going to hit some rapid-fire questions. How do the boss fights in Borderlands 3 compare to Borderlands 1 and 2? I know those were big aspects. How do you build upon that?
Right, so I think of a boss fight.
En gros, si tu m'entends, tu veux pas essayer de faire un tweet pour passer sur les fan réactions de PC Gaming en anglais? Genre bien nul, genre wow, I discover bleep bloop thanks to PC Gaming. Je peux pas, merde. Bleep,
many bosses throughout the game, so a lot of different boss encounters throughout the game.
Well, now I want to ask some really quick questions that should be yes or no, very brief. First from Castore, how will you be handling multiplayer?
Multiplayer, we will basically be allowing anybody to jump in at any time, so...
Awesome. From MHL Animations, can I pet the gun? Great question.
I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so that's a personal question.
All right, great. Sam Wiseman asks, is Maya's new companion a siren?
People are asking the right questions. That's what I will say about that.
Oh, you tease.
Sorry.
All right, from Ironic Sanguine says, is Tiny Tina going to be seen fighting alongside the Vault Hunters?
Yes.
Nice. All right, I'm just going to blast through a couple more as fast as I possibly can. Right. What's the level cap at launch?
50.
Will we get to see flak?
Yes.
Will we see golden keys and or shift codes for Borderlands 3?
Absolutely.
Will there be duels?
Yes.
Other kinds of PvP?
Yes and no.
And also maybe.
And
perfect.
Maybe, yeah.
And will you be able to transfer weapons between your characters?
Absolutely, right from the start.
Perfect. And when is the damn game coming out?
Friday the 13th, 2019, September 13th.
Perfect. Borderlands.com for more information. Thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Sean, thank you.
And once again, if you have not seen all the setups in downtown for Borderlands 3, they're beautiful.
We're going
to be revisiting a guest that we saw earlier in the show. He's upstairs with Frankie. What you got for us?
Ok, moi j'ai des Doritos.
Oh, hi, we're live. Sorry. Hello, I was just, I was actually testing out my outfit for this weekend. I don't know, what do you think, John?
I think you look really sharp, as always.
Démerdez-vous.
Well, thank you so much. John Gibson, president of Tripwire, thank you for joining us again on the show.
Yeah, very excited to be
busy
here.
Man, yes.
Yes.
Now, last year, we revealed Man-Eater to the world. And can you remind anyone who missed it what the game's all about?
Absolutely. Man-Eater is an open-world action RPG, or Shark PG as we call it. You start as a small baby shark pup, and you have to survive in this harsh world and try to eat your way to the top of the ecosystem. The three words that we think sum the game up the best are eat, explore, and evolve. And we also have someone we'd like you to meet.
Well, let's meet him then. Let's take a look at the new trailer.
C'est bon, ils ont fini leur truc. Ah, on me l'a déjà fait au Game Award, hein. C'est pas pour qu'on me le refasse, hein.
Come any closer with that camera, we two gonna tussle.
John, who was that appallingly dressed fisherman in the trailer?
J'irai pas
That was Scaly
commenter
Pete. And Scaly Pete's
et traduire ce qu'ils disent. Hein. C'est mort. C'est mort.
Best fisherman in the Gulf, the best shark fisherman, or he'll tell you he's the best shark fisherman. And he disfigures our baby shark at the beginning of the game and does some really nasty things. So he's not a very nice guy. And now the story of Man-Eater is told through the lens of a reality show called Shark Hunters versus Man-Eaters. And it follows Pete and the player shark on its adventures. And you know, it's a really, it's a very exciting way to tell a story.
And based on that trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of man-eating going on in this game. That is the name of the game. And, but we'd like to think of the game as a shark-tastic fun action game. It's like GTA if you were a shark. But there is more to the game than just eating, so we spent a lot of time moving through the water, breaching out, and adding abilities to go up on the beach for an afternoon snack. There's a lot of exciting things that you can do in the game.
And you mentioned before it's a shark PG. How does that progression system work?
So there's 3 facets to the shark PG elements of the game. There's growth, there's life phases, and there's evolutions.
Après, on va avoir Ninja qui débarque avec la pupette là. Ouais, nouveau truc pour Fortnite. Woo!
That allows you to level up, your shark will grow a little bit, you'll get more powerful. And then at key phases that we call life phases, you'll make a big jump. So let's say you're a brooding teenage shark and you're about to become an adult. When you become an adult, you take a big leap in size, a big leap in power and capability. And then as you reach these life phases, you unlock evolutions that can be applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats, or a powerful tail that allows you to jump to incredible heights, or you could get mutated lungs that allow you to spend a little more time on the beach getting those afternoon snacks.
Just really quickly, John, everyone's wanting to know this question. When's it coming out?
So we're really hard hammerheading away at this game and trying to make it the most awesome shark RPG ever. We're not ready to announce a date, but we're pretty certain you're going to see it before the next PC gaming show.
Well, I hope we do, John. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start biting people. In fact, I'm quite hungry at the moment, so I think actually I'm going to find an audience member because you guys...
Avec 96, j'ai mis Bob.
I'm just going to have a snack. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
You know, one of the absolute best parts about being sponsored by iWin for the PC Gaming Show is that I get to sit for this next segment and talk to you about Terraria. Terraria is one of the best-selling PC games of all time, selling almost 30 million copies. And part of the reason why it's maintained such popularity is the fact that the developers relaunch continue to add content, going from 250 items at release to now over 4,000. Let's take a look at their penultimate expansion coming up, Terraria Journey's End.
Ouais, nouvelle extension de Terraria, ce jeu sorti il y a 10 ans. Hein. Bon. Plus qu'une demi-heure. Ça a bugué encore.
The next title that we're going to be looking at is a game that is the spiritual successor to Her Story. It's called Telling Lies by Annapurna Interactive, and joining me to talk about it is game director Sam Barlow and actor-producer Logan Marshall Green. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
My main man.
Now, if you haven't played Her Story, you totally should. It's fantastic. I want to note, it is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with a murder. What is it that's going on in Telling Lies? What's the premise?
So, like Her Story, Telling Lies is a game in which you watch video footage to piece together a story. And this time we have a woman who has stolen an NSA hard drive, which contains secretly recorded intimate and private conversations between our 4 characters. Something has gone terribly wrong, and it's up to you to figure out what and why.
It's time to take a look at some of the gameplay mechanics and see Telling Lies in action. Let's take a look.
Bon bah ils ont zappé Terraria pour leur jeu. Merci.
Once upon a time.
It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. I don't love you and I don't miss you. You already know too much. It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. All right. Love you. Love you.
I've only ever been in love once. It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly.
Coucou, passage en quick pour te dire que je pense à toi, d'accord. Bah c'est le 3. C'est le 3 PC Gaming, le pire. Dire des mensonges. Qui arrive bientôt.
Oh, Sam, I got some questions for you.
Ah ouais, les questions pour dire des mensonges. Qu'est-ce qu'on vient de voir? C'est quoi ces acteurs de série B là? Je sais pas. Y'a rien d'intéressant.
So what we do in Telling Lies is we take all of the exploration you would have in a normal video game. So all that walking around in a 3D world.
Yeah.
And we apply that directly to the story, to the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these clips, paying close attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext, listening to names.
J'ai vu dans un film et série à bas budget, fufu, évidemment.
Find more clips, dig into those, and over
Bon,
time.
je t'avoue, on se fait un peu chier parce que ça fait 2 heures qu'ils parlent de trucs. Et y a pas de jeux qui ont l'air ouf, genre. J'attends peut-être Baldur's Gate 3 là, qui vont parler, mais bon.
What's the sort of scope that we're talking about? Like, how many hours of footage is there?
So we got like over 10 hours of footage here.
Wow,
So
really?
It's a story that encompasses like 2 years. What I wanted to do with this one was, like I said, really embrace this idea of it being an open.
Ouais, parce que t'as cru que moi j'étais le genre de mec, oui, alors on va faire le 3 Nintendo. Pas les couilles de Nintendo. Moi le 3 je le fais entier. Moi je suis un fan du jeu vidéo, je suis pas un fan de Nintendo. Bande de salauds là.
What is it like to actually try to have all the layers in there for each performance, also not knowing when a player is going to be seeing the specific footage you're performing?
Well, it's definitely a non-linear open world game, but our approach and Sam's approach was not unlike a movie or a TV show, and we had to understand it A to B. And so, for the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you shoot.
Je suis level 99 sur Bliblop, bah c'est bien.
In this case, a game, you're going to be shooting out of order, but we actually stayed pretty linear in how we approached the story. We went after it like all the other times we're actors. We just went after intention and what do we want and we tried to make it as deep.
Et au niveau son, il y a Prestige. Oh là, il me donne envie de jouer maintenant.
To make it as deep as possible, and Sam is one of the best movie or TV directors I've worked with, so it was very similar.
Nice. Yeah, look at you too. Now, of course, I do want to stress to any of you, if you have not played Her Story, it's quick to play through. It's absolutely brilliant. Please check it out in the meantime. But we're, of course, waiting to find out, when can we play Telling Lies?
Very soon. Very soon, I promise. We'll have a date soon. Right now, you can go to Steam. You can wishlist it on Steam. We all love Steam. And yeah, very soon. We'll be showing a little bit more during E3, and the game will be out, very soon.
C'est parti pour continuer Blibloop. Oh, chèvre! Ça avance bien Blibloop pour toi.
Well, Sam Logan, thanks so much for joining me on stage. Once again, Telling Lies. Now, up on the balcony,
non, t'as rien
Frank is going to
manqué.
be talking to us about a game that my friends, year after year after year, keep telling me I have to play because of how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well, One of my favorite parts of last year's show, aside from being upstaged by a giant duck, was getting a glimpse at the
Oh putain, pas le canard l'année dernière. Oh.
Into the universe is Space Mum Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look at amazing.
Ça passe, mais c'est pas rapide. C'est ça. Ça passe, mais c'est pas rapide. En gros, c'est une conférence qui montre des jeux, plein de jeux. Mais il n'y a pas de choses qui donnent envie, si tu vois ce que je veux dire. Genre, ça donne pas envie. Genre là, Warframe. Personnellement, ça me donne pas envie, on l'a déjà eu. Tu connais Warframe, hein. Level 100, bien joué. Warframe, Imperium. Et du coup, t'as gagné quoi, Euro, pour être level 100?
Rebecca, it must be so exciting to know that the fans have finally seen it, and you're clearly going all in on the epic space combat. So tell me about the new stuff that players.
Trop bien les combats.
I wasn't shaking before we started talking, and now I am because it's real. Because you know, Empyrean is what we're calling codename Railjack. It's basically taking the space ninja part of Warframe.
Un multiplicateur permanent, bah c'est bien.
Squad gameplay they know, taking the enemies like the Corpus and the Grineer, giving them
Et
their
du coup,
own
tu vas cliquer
Railjack
encore ou tu vas arrêter?
explore the solar system with and take down the bad guys.
And when are fans going to get to see more?
Well, TennoCon is in London, Ontario. It's July 6th, and you can come watch it online on Twitch. We're going to be showing a lot more in our keynote for what Empyrean is going to be.
Well, today I'm getting a feel for the suit. So what's the deal with that sweet-looking Necros Prime? How do I get my Tenno arms into it?
I cannot say that on live television, but you know, there are ways. But yeah, you just have to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account. If you watch 30 minutes of our Tenno live show, you can get it. But hopefully you stay for the whole hour because we got lots to show.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, and good luck with TennoCon on July 6th. Thank you. Okay, now we've seen some amazing stuff today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential-based Chad's Odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah, it's actually blown my mind learning about this one.
Ah ouais, le jeu vis-à-vis du Big Bang, ouais.
Bonkers with Genesis Noir.
Tu parles de quoi ce jeu du coup? Bienvenue dans le Big Bang, merci, vous aussi. C'est un jeu ou c'est un film d'animation? Ah, c'est un sacré prout, hein. Ah, moi aussi, je pouvais faire des proutes comme ça, j'en ferais, hein. Une aventure cosmique.
Genesis Noir, just beautiful, stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys and tricks to avoid monks. Let's take a look at this gorgeous spaghetti western inspired project from Studio Handy.
Des spaghettis? Ouais. Ah, c'est un film de cow-boy. Enfin, c'est un jeu. À refinir le jeu, je suis un putain de génie. Ah ouais. Vraiment que ça va foutre, mec. El Hijo.
El Hijo, once again, is the title of the trailer we just saw. For our final guest tonight, please join me in welcoming from Larian Studios CEO Sven Vinke and
voilà.
from, Dungeons and Dragons at Wizards of the Coast, the creative director.
Pourquoi nous sommes là ce soir pour PC Gaming? C'est pour un jeu. Et voilà, il vient de le dire.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Now, this was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
We went to see Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2014. And I tried to convince them back then that they should give us the Baldur's Gate 3 license. And they said, but we had a long chat about what the vision would be for the game. And then we kept on bumping into each other. And then,
bon, ils parlaient avec eux ensemble, et
2016, I get a phone call from Nathan Stewart.
2016, ils ont reçu un coup de téléphone, ils avaient de Donjon Dragon. Vous venez à Seattle directement. Dans un petit restaurant. Et il avait plein de papiers. Et c'était écrit Baldur's Gate 3. Est-ce que vous voulez continuer Baldur's Gate? Ah bah oui, les gens vont le faire. Et bien sûr, après, on a négocié et...
Oh, to me, it's the crown jewel of D&D computer games, right? I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was finally I had the chance to actually play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's such fantastic storytelling, and
Baldur's Gate,
oui. Come to not only a new generation of gamers, but for the gamers who remember the 20 years it's been since the original, the first two in the series. So it's incredibly exciting. And for us, it really is. It's such an important part of the D&D mythos as a whole.
And we got a chance to see the trailer. Talk to me about some of the story elements, the world elements. What are things
qu'est-ce qui va se passer dans Baldur's Gate 3? Donc on parle juste ce qu'il y a dans le trailer. On va aller à la ville. Bon, on est allé à dehors la ville.
You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we call it. It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of iconic creatures, iconic characters.
Toutes les créatures iconiques, tous les personnages
I'm curious
iconiques.
about some of the gameplay elements because obviously, there's just been a big resurgence of Dungeons and Dragons, tons of broadcasts on Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into, what has to be a structured
Enfin,
so
oui.
We started with the player handbook, which is basically the basic rule set of Dungeons & Dragons.
Which player handbook? Which edition?
5th edition.
Great. Yeah.
And so we ported as much as we could to the video game. We looked at what works really well. We looked at the things that didn't work that well because it is a video game and this was made for tabletop gaming. And so we started modifying those things, and then we had to add things on top of it because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, "Well, I want to do this."
Yeah.
And then the
I
game
want to start a fight with a pigeon, and he's like, "Okay, roll for dexterity."
Sure. Exactly, that's it. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game. But we've been
un mini-système de maître de jeu.
An example of like a crazy moment that a player might do that you could actually play out in the game.
Well, let's say that we get into a fight because you ask a nasty question, I don't want to answer it. And,
on peut combattre parce que je veux pas répondre à une question. D'accord.
Just as an example.
It's just an example. It's fine. We're
Ouais,
just
bon,
talking.
c'est RPG, full RPG, papier.
The game to do it, which are not necessarily going to be described inside of the book.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike, in terms of your role, speaking to Larian Studios, you have tons of data of all the sorts of things that players do. What's the sort of information that you provide in assistance?
Well, really what it comes down to is providing the story support. We think of Dungeons & Dragons, the universe of D&D. It's like a toy box for dungeon masters and players to go into and build their own stories. So working with Larry and a lot of it was just opening up that toy box and sharing it. And giving that kind of guidance, like I remember one of our first meetings.
Maître du jeu, pas mal comme concept, si bien fait, ouais. Bah, Baldur's Gate, bien sûr, sera bien fait.
Where do we want to go? What are the cool locations we've always wanted to put into a game like this?
J'ai attendu 2 heures pour avoir mon Baldur's Gate, alors balancez-le moi.
What does it mean in terms of the story for each character, for each character race, each character class, so that if you have your favorite class and it's in the game, you really feel like you're taking on that role that you love so much from the tabletop. It's really coming to life in an authentic way in Baldur's Gate 3.
And we're going to talk in a moment about Baldur's Gate 3 release dates and whatnot, but we have a second game we want to talk about, and on a new technology known as pencil and paper. I understand that there is a tabletop prequel coming for Baldur's Gate.
Exactly. So in Baldur's
Oh,
Gate,
une préquelle sur
all the
papier.
different games coming together to tell one grand story of this city. So on September 17th, we're releasing our next tabletop
En
campaign,
septembre, on va avoir
Baldur's
du
Gate,
coup une
Descent into
campagne.
Avernus, and it is the next chapter in the
C'est
Baldur's
le prochain
Gate
chapitre.
saga. And it's a
En
prequel to
septembre.
Baldur's Gate 3.
C'est un
So if you
une
haven't played
préquelle
the
au
Baldur's Gate
3.
games since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the events of Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah.
So this will give you a chance to check in on the city, to see what's going on, its current state, who the movers and shakers are. We also feature a complete levels 1 to 13 campaign that takes you from the mean streets of Baldur's Gate to the depths of hell itself. And sort of pose to the players a question: Do you want to redeem Baldur's Gate or send it to damnation? So we're putting that right in players' hands.
Ah ouais,
Well,
intéressant.
I have to ask Sven, it's a question on a lot of people's minds. What can you talk to us about expected release time frames?
So people have been
quand
waiting
ça pourra
for it for a
sortir?
long time.
Yeah.
Mais ça fait longtemps qu'on l'attend.
When it's ready. So
Ouais,
we
d'accord,
don't-
quand ça sera prêt.
this is the game that we want to play, so we want to make
C'est le
sure
jeu qu'on
it's
fait.
really, really good. And then
On va
when,
faire que ça
when
vraiment
that's the
vraiment
case,
bon.
then we'll release it.
Et une fois que c'est
Well, I know a lot of
fait,
people have
on
been
vous le
waiting
donne.
a long time. And I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say, take your time. If the Divinity original
Prenez
Sin
votre
games are any
temps,
indication
ouais.
of the quality, it's going to be fantastic and worth the wait. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me on
Thank you
stage.
very much.
Thank you.
Ben and Mike talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys. Why are they leaving? Well, it's because the PC gaming show has officially concluded. Let's
C'est la fin
bring
du
up
PC
on the stage
gaming.
the fantastic Frankie Ward. Come here, Frankie.
Non mais faut qu'elle arrête, elle fait chier avec son costume de requin et tout, elle là.
This audience has been absolutely fantastic today.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out to the 5th annual PC Gaming Show. We want to give an enormous thanks to all of you who tuned in live. We want to, of course, thank all of you who personally showed up this morning, and of course the sponsors who helped make this possible. Epic Game Store, iWin, Frontier, Funcom, Paradox, Interactive, Hovercast, Perfect World, Rebellion, Tripwire, and Samsung. As you know, PC gaming is a platform. It's not a publisher or developer, so these sponsors are essential for letting us put on this show every year.
Ouais
Thank you
d'accord,
so
elle pourrait
much.
faire un show un
And I
peu
gotta
bien
ask
quoi.
Frank, any titles you're excited about?
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely Planet Zoo, and slightly more awkwardly, then I also want to eat things. Maybe elephants
Oh, yeah.
included, so man-eater, of course.
I'm personally looking forward to Songs of Conquest, and as you heard, there's games coming out all across 2019 and into 2020. We hope you all have a fantastic E3. It officially begins
Ah
tomorrow.
ouais, on
Big
va
shout out to
avoir
the
un
press
E3
conferences.
fantastique
Hello again,
juste
Drop
après.
Frames. Good to see you 2 years in a row. We hope you all have a fantastic time at E3 and go play some games and make some friends. See you next year.
À
Bye.
plus l'année prochaine. Ouais, au revoir, au revoir. Alors du coup, hein, on s'occupe de choses, hop. C'était la pire conférence que j'ai faite jusqu'à présent. Genre, il y avait mieux. Genre, encore Devolver c'était rigolo. Xbox ils m'ont vendu du rêve. Mais c'était la pire conférence au point où j'en suis parti bouffer. Il y avait 2 bons jeux, le JRPG, Baldur's Gate. Sinon il y avait rien qui m'intéressait. Personnellement du moins. Voilà. Au revoir, des bisous YouTube. J'espère que vous avez apprécié au moment où j'ai bouffé. Au revoir.